whether you are a doctor or an engineer, you need to practice. Yeah, if you don't practice, then you can never achieve. So the question is, whatever you have learned, you have to practice, and you should keep practicing, and that will definitely, cherish your professional journey.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to FaceTime with Leaders, a podcast series by World Development Corporation. I'm Tanay All, and today we are going to uncover some great achievements and contributions of unsung heroes inspiring others. We have a highly acclaimed name on the show with us today, Mr. Anantharaman Prakash. With his passion for car manufacturing, he has developed several types of cars as well as electrical vehicles and is currently serving Renault Nissan Technology and Business Center India Private Limited as its vice president, overseeing several departments. He is also a certified innovation manager from the Global Innovation Management Institute and has a degree from IIM Bangalore. Sir, we welcome you on the show.
Thank you, Tanay. Good morning and greetings. Thanks for a nice introduction.
Always welcome, sir. Sir, you've given invaluable service to developing several types of cars, namely passenger, commercial, sports, race, and concept cars. This seems to me like your childhood dream has come true. So, I'd like to know how you make this happen.
Interesting question. Thank you so much, Tanay. As I said, I am excited to go with you to tell about some of the fascinating stories of my childhood. Yeah, it's interesting and funny also. When I was a child, I always, dreamed to become an astronaut. So every day, I would sit with my dad every night, looking at sky, the talking and observing about stars, planets, and many unknown things which are above us. This experience created a huge curiosity deep within me. This is, I would say, the starting point of my, this curiosity is the drive for, exploring things which are unknown. Yeah? Though I did not, land up in space as a scientist, but the same curiosity, led me to the automotive industry, which is more inspiring to me, which is, I am pushing my boundaries beyond innovating solutions for our transportation. My strengths are two strong strengths I have. One is, about the parallel thinking. I call it as a parallel thinking. The another second element is, of course, the curiosity. The curiosity always, tempts me, or it's always sparkles me to ask why and what if. Yeah. Whereas the parallel thinking always take me to the discovery world, and it will connect the concept which others, has not even attempted. As I said, while I couldn't land in the space, but this inspiration is striving me to a larger extent to do a lot of innovations in my R&D work day in and day out, and bring interesting solution and empathetic solution, I would say, to the this big industry. So that's how I transformed from an astronaut to an automobile engineer. Thank you. I hope you like the story behind it.
Absolutely, sir. Sir, achieving one's lifelong ambitions is the biggest success, I believe. Your accomplishments are evident in your professional trajectory. In your role as Vice President at Renault Nissan Technology and Business Center India, you've spearheaded overall organizational achievements, which is commendable. I'm curious to know how you achieved this, sir.
Thanks for the kind words, but I let you know that, of course, achieving one's ambitions is indeed a pleasure. The one side, the other side is a huge motivation. As a responsible vice president in the organization, I always, start thinking about the first element which comes to my mind if I have to execute either a project or my day-to-day, activities. First step, what I always follow is alignment. I use the word alignment. I always align my personal vision with the company's objective or company's part of the vision. Yeah, so this alignment helps me to start thinking about it. Now I call it as I do always a SWAR. SWAR means strength, weakness, opportunity, and aspiration. Yeah, it's not about SWOT, it's about SWAR. So I try to discover this SWAR again and again. Then I try to find the gap between what we are today and what we should go tomorrow. That gaps makes me to think, innovate, and takes the journey to the next level. The second element, the first is alignment. The second element, I believe the people are the asset of any organization or any business. Yeah. So I believe in people bring business than business bring people. Okay. So in that aspect, I gave more empowerment, delegation to my team. The beauty of this is once you give delegation, that means the team will get highly motivated and you don't need to think about the research. You have to only fix the boundaries clearly and a clear vision. When you have a clear vision, you have a clear direction, then you delegate to the team, you will see the results. The objectives will automatically flourish, to the pink side of the game. The other aspect, I would say, what I experiment always is I deploy a lot of cross-functional activities in the organization. That means these cross-functional activities are the people who come from different expertise work together and achieve the common objective, which is transversal in the space and also which is transformative in terms of business. This cross-functional team deployment will lead the industry as well as will lead the function or the business to the next level because you have many brains working on the same topic. So when you have clear direction, you will achieve it. Then the next element, what I also see, in my expertise or experience is the collaboration. I do a lot of collaboration. It's not only within my team. With the team collaboration is, of course, the fundamental element being the functional head of that space. But the collaboration required even outside. I say always the business always encompass on three stages or three spheres I call, or you say three puzzles. The first is within ourselves. That means me and my team. Then second is me and my peers. That means my colleagues. That means within the organization collaboration. That is just layer two. But that will not solve the full problem. The third step is, the collaboration outside the boundary. That means me and the external ecosystem. That means the collaboration with my partners, collaboration with many academias, collaborations with startup companies, collaboration with supplier partners, collaboration with government, so on and so forth. So the collaboration is another very fundamental key element for any business head. Yeah? These elements which are driving me very strong to achieve the result which is required for the industry as well as to the organization. That's what I would like to sum up my few experience in this space.
Lovely, sir. So people over anything else first, I guess, is very, very important because they are the root of any organization, any workforce. So one important aspect behind your professional excellence is your continued professional development. You scaled yourself up with a master's in mechanical engineering and then a doctorate in management studies. So there are two things I wish to know. Firstly, how strategically you planned these steps, and secondly, how you gather so much grit to focus on your education as well as professional life.
Yeah, again, an interesting question. You are attempting to say something which is, how do I say, black box of my, the professional journey. Of course, continued professional development has been a part of my career for sure. I would like to draw some, your attention on this. We need to believe, at least I believe, that the two parts of any professional journey is knowledge and the wisdom. Okay? Whereas knowledge comes from education, we all know. Wisdom comes from experience. Yeah. So it's a balance that we need to make sure always the knowledge and the wisdom are together when we are growing in the career path. So I made a conscious decision, made a clear planning strategically. See, for any leader, the key point is strategic thinking, and also, when you need to do what. This is very important in the career. you know of course, people can say I finish all the education and then I start doing my professional way. It's not a bad idea, it's a good thing. But some people are like me, thinking different way. Yeah. So that's what I said, lateral thinking or parallel thinking. So I have decided, take the professional life and my educational journey together on a parallel track, and somewhere it will just get integrated. That is where, when I joined the industry, I started becoming a hardcore engineer, started designing the vehicles. Then over a period of time I understood that to go to the next step, I need to deepen my technical strength. That is where I decided, let me do masters. So I did masters in mechanical engineering. Then again, the journey continued. But today, as you know very well, that the industry where I work, as well as the entire ecosystem, is the advancement level is very, very high. It's very difficult. What is going to come tomorrow morning? So it's always necessity to update ourselves, the external knowledge. And at the same time, you want to thrive in the leadership level, you need to be a technocrat. So that is the point where I took a decision. Now, let me little bit, reflect on my current strength and the weakness, which I need to make it as an opportunity, which was the business side. So that is where I took, I did my master's in business administration in marketing management, yeah, which has given me a big, big picture or a blueprint of how the external world look for an engineer who is sitting in front of the system and work in the CAD models, 3D model, simulations, how it looks. It was completely fascinating world, which I enjoyed my journey. Then post that, I felt, this is not the end point. Let me also try doing something else. So that is where I took my, the doctorate program. So it's again an interesting world, because my as I said, my strength is curiosity. That curiosity making me to experiment different world, but connect everything together as an application for what I am doing today. Yeah. So my the management studies is completely different element, which is on the supply chain management. So you can link a mechanical engineer turn to an astronaut turn to be a mechanical engineer, then become an automobile engineer, then become a business guy, then go to the supply chain to do the PhD. It's all different elements. Yeah. Then I decided, okay, this is again not enough for me. I am more craving. Yeah. So I thought, okay, let me do something, because innovation, my hardcore subject. Why don't I do something on innovation? That's where I took a very, very disciplined course, I would say, which is from Global Institute of Management on the innovation part, Global Innovation Management Institute from US. So this was again a course which led me to think how you can be strong on innovation, how you should govern the innovation, how do you manage innovation. Doing innovation is good, but how do you manage is important. That is what I learned a lot there. So this is how I try to bring both together. But some key points I would like to bring to your notice, that you were, when you are doing this kind of balancing between a professional and your personal space, yeah, this need a really a strong grit and also a discipline. This is the key. So I have decided to dedicate every day certain amount of my time to my upgradation. It's like skill is
Yes.
something we need to develop every day.
True.
Yeah. So if we don't learn every day, that means we are dead. So in that way, so I devote certain amount of time for my everyday education. I call it as an everyday education. When I'm speaking to you today, I'm learning a lot from you.
Likewise, sir.
That is where everyone has to stand. So in this, there are many people who supported me, my stakeholders, my organization. The big hats off to my family, because in my level, in my position, I'm extremely busy. So apart from that, I have to dedicate some time to my education when I go back to home. This is something really challenging. But yeah, they motivated me. So you need such a friendly, a nice environment, and the peers are my leaders who motivated me. Anand, why don't you do it? Do it, you can do it. So these kind of elements also made me to take the education and my professional career together. Thanks to them, hats off to them. And I could able to encash through integration. I hope I answered
True.
your question.
Ab- Absolutely, sir. So it is rightly said that learning never stops. Definitely, educationally backing up one's career is one great thing our viewers have learned from you. Is there anything else you'd like to advise them on?
See, I would like to give a different perception. Whether you are just an engineer, or you are a CEO of a company, or even not in the professional space, I would advise certain things. It's my experience, I would say. I'm not a right guy to use the word advice, but I would say what I learned or what I practice. I always believe whatever you do is not different from a doctor. I always tell to my team, there is no difference between an engineer and a doctor. Why? Because both of us, whether you are a doctor or an engineer, you need to practice. Yeah. If you don't practice, then you can never achieve. So the question is, whatever you have learned, you have to practice, and you should keep practicing. And that will definitely, cherish your professional journey. And the second thing is, we always, there is always a notion when the word problem comes into picture, people will get, scattered, people will get afraid, or hey, there is something happening. It's not like that. I always pursue problem as a golden egg. Every problem, if let's say we assume there are 100 problems, I am sure there are 1,000 solutions. It is the way or our mindset, how we accept it. So first accept the problem and take this as an opportunity and do research. Yeah, research, which is my favorite, DNA. So research is very important, I would say. Again, you want, what is research? Somebody was asking me, what is research? Research is very simple. If you find a right problem, that is a research. If you find a right
True,
problem,
true.
research. It's not about, giving solution to the some problem. That is anyway we will do. Anybody will do. But finding a right problem is the great research. Because one research ends to another research, right? So this is how the story is stitched. And the last element, I would say that I am a guy who always, I believe on one thing, that do things differently than doing different things. This is my mantra. Yeah, I do things differently than doing different things more. I don't want to create many different elements. Rather, I would look at what is existing in a different way. That's, I call it as a pursued innovation. Yeah, this is what I would advise to everyone, that we should think on these lines and work with collaboration. This world is more connected. We all are same. I tell you, the history says, when you go to anybody and say you are an automobile engineer, and you say you're a mechanical engineer, then the story over. Today we are talking on electric vehicles. In some connect programs, some college the students, college grads, were asking me, sir, now we are doing the electric vehicles. That means we are from electrical and electronics. Then what's going to happen to mechanical engineers? What's going to happen to automobile engineer? I said, it's not like that. The world is completely connected. Yeah.
100%.
For doing an electrical vehicle, you need a mechanical engineer also. You need an automobile engineer also. You need an electrical engineer also, and you need a civil engineer also. Because if there is no infrastructure for charging, developed, how can you have an electric vehicle on the streets? So that means it's completely connected. So we talked about the transformation of the human beings, or I say evolution of human being, as well as the current business industries, I would say, is very, very similar. We started in automobile engineering. We used to call it as the gears on wheels. This is where I'm saying decades back. Then slowly it becomes electronics on wheels. Yeah. Then changed. Now people started talking about computer on wheels. Yeah. So we call software defined vehicles, computer on wheels. But it's not that. I said this is not stopped there. If you ask me what is next, today what we are running is data on the wheels. The vehicle is emitting a lot of data. Yeah, we have connected vehicles. We have ADAS systems installed on the car. So a lot of data is there. So this is how the industry or the business is getting transformed. Same way how a human being is getting transformed. So the transformation is very rapid. The only solution I would say is the innovation. Innovate, innovate, innovate. That's what I can answer this.
Yeah, and as long as people are holding hands and moving ahead, innovation will go on, people will keep growing, and everyone will always, like you very rightly said, sir, that it's never independent of something else. It's always hand holding. Yeah. Sir, thank you so much, firstly, for sharing such great advice for our viewers. There is another area you are upskilling yourself, which is in international corporate governance, as it is the skill set required for boardroom position. Definitely, you have some plans for this role too. Could you let us know more about them, please?
Yeah, as I will try to connect my few statements before. As I said, the rather you made the nice statement that education never stops, right? So skilling never stops, upskilling never stops. So in that way, when you're growing up on the ladder, you need to also upskill yourself in different forums. Till now, I know the business, I know car, I know design, I know development spare. But whether that itself is enough, whether I have done my part of the job, no, still there are many things to learn. That is the time where I started thinking, if I have to sum up, it's like metabolism. We call metabolism is the sum of all the vital activities in the human body is called metabolism, right? So in
Correct.
some way, I have to connect my entire skill and convert it into a metabolism. That can only happen if I am in the position of a director. whether it is an international director, an independent director, or board of director, whatever you call. But that is the space where all the learnings I can do a proper packaging, So this made me to start think about the Directors Institute, where I can learn on corporate governance. I have to learn on international trade. I have to learn on law around, the land, law around the business, law around the boundaries of the countries. These are the spaces which is unknown to me or half known to me. So I would like to really focus on those areas, try to understand on these corporate governance mechanisms and how the collaborations, we talk about acquisitions, merger, collaboration, how practically it happens. We talk about shareholding capacity, all these things, how practically it happens. For an engineer with the sketching, it is very far to think. So now I feel it is right time. So I have equipped with everything. Now I can touch those areas also. That is where I started thinking and little bit made a small, left or right turn. You can take it either the way to enter into the boardroom. Yeah. So I feel the dynamics of boardroom is very vibrant. That hot chair, I would like to experiment. It's like
Lovely.
simple, right? You are in Big Boss house, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we all know Big Boss, right? Reality show. If you are in boardroom, it's like Big Boss house. So I would like to touch that Big Boss seat. So that's where I started thinking about strategic management and how do I enhance the curiosity and parallel thinking to conversion of a company or formation of a company. So this is the areas which I want to focus in Directors Institute program.
Lovely, sir. Directors Institute is the institute of choice for developing the knowledge skill set for board of directors. Like you just said, how close do you think you are to your boardroom goal with our assistance?
Yeah, I tell you, first of all, for me, preparation to the boardroom itself is a great stuff. And the Director Institute, I would say for me, is a perfect instrument to play the music. Yeah. So this institute is enabling me to reach to the goal what I have set as an aspiration. What I liked in Director Institute is when I was going through the course contents, I was watching the videos. I mean, it was more practical, pragmatic. The case studies are very clear. The do's and don'ts are nicely framed, and always there is a learning, and you will try to experiment that learning, and there are questions being asked to you, and your tactics being tested. It's like what is called everyday drop, right? You go to the course, you attend the course, come back, you have a Q&A there, you have to answer the quest, you have to clear it. That means what you learned, you already encashed. This kind of a real-time experience for upskilling, this is a fantastic area. I would say fantastic podium. And I am really, really enjoying this, the program. So in fact, uh, every course, I not only read the book or not only read the video clippings, whatever is there, but also I try to experiment it in my day-to-day job. So I am very confident that I am going one step every day closer to the boardroom, but I'm just waiting when the doors are getting open. Yeah.
They
So
will.
this is, yeah. Now I'm in a waiting mode, but yeah, slowly I am crossing the red carpet steps. I'm sure one day I will go to Pavilion.
Lovely, sir. I mean, it would, like you said, as long as you upskill yourself and take care of the right things, which is people and your own education and wanting to grow, I think these things come with time, and your journey has been a true testament to that, sir.
You know,
How, yeah,
yeah, I always say that do right things at right time.
yeah.
Yeah. So because time flies. You can't come back again that I should have done it.
Yeah,
Probably I would have got a chance. I don't want to be in the regret mode.
true.
I do devote all my best, then the rest is left to ecosystem.
Absolutely, sir. Great, sir. That gets us to the end of the session. It's been lovely talking to you, and I'm sure your insights and your entire journey and your attitude towards life, sir, has inspired everyone of us who's listening here. So thank you so much for making it today, and wish you a lovely journey ahead, sir.
Thank you so much for making me to speak, and hats off to you. I think all credits goes to you, Tanvir. Thank you so much, and it's great speaking to you. Thank you. I wish you all the best to all the viewers. So if you don't want to follow me, I'm fine, but just follow some of the stuff what I said as learnings. Definitely, it will take you to the next level. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.